The New York Islanders lose 4-1 to the Tampa Bay Lightning in what can only be described as a slow and excruciating death to our season as we watch it fall away in front of us as kind of knew it was going to happen. Unfortunately, the team has heart. Didn't have a whole lot of heart tonight, but they just don't have a whole lot of talent. We just don't have we don't have the horsepower. We don't have enough horses to drag the wagons. So I mean, it's when Bo Horvat is your best player by pretty much a country mile, and there's no way Bo Horvat should be the best player on your team by a country mile. And unfortunately, that's the situation it is for us now. So uh, Islanders are still not out of it, and I don't put anything by these guys because they try no matter what, and they'll be eliminated from the playoffs. And I still expect they'll put out a really good effort. That's just the type of players they are. But man, this is putting this season to a slow death for Islander fans for sure. And so much was kind of wasted by having a little winning spurt and that, but you can't help but not like having the winning spurt because it was fun, points in six straight games and that. But man, it's really odd to take a look down at the standings and seeing the in last place in the East is Boston Bruins. I mean, when's the last time the Bruins missed playoffs? It's been a while. Actually, I think they missed once in about the last 10 years or so, but before that, they went years and years without missing the playoffs. So to see the Bruins at the bottom of the standings is really kind of wild, but they'll get a pretty good draft pick out of it. They're sitting in fifth overall spot right now, and the Islanders. If we just stay status quo, we're looking at a 10th overall pick, but we're very precarious because we're tied with Detroit and the Rangers. So we could still go way up the draft board. So uh, just let the chips fall where they may. Anyway, let's get into the game here. Seeing eye single for Oliver Bjorkstrand as he scores his 20th of the year from Radish and Point. It was just one of those shots that just seen its way all the way through. Ilya didn't really have a chance on it. Didn't have a chance on any of the goals tonight, but yeah. So we've only scored first 27 times in the first 74 games. Like that's unbelievably bad. Like that's chasing so many games, and that's probably why it feels really heavy to be an Islander fan this year, is because it, so many times we're behind the eight ball, and just the feeling of dread with this team when cheering for them. Yes, we had comeback wins, obviously, because I mean, only scoring first 27 times is is just crazy. It is just, I mean, it's worse than the league. And we're too close to too many categories to worse in the league. And like I said, when Bo Horvat's your star player, you're in trouble. And speaking of Bo, he gets us back into this game with a beautiful goal that we've seen him score many times. He loves that shot to the six hole on or is that the seven hole? I can't remember what they call it. I think yeah, it could be the six or the seven, depending on how it goes in. If it goes under the arm or if it just goes over the blocker, it just depends. So beautiful goal. We've seen that from before. Another shorty, Ryan Pulock getting the assist on the play, and it's 1-1. And the Islanders are actually looking okay, getting kind of hemmed in our end quite a bit though, and that's not cool. So anyway, we end the period 1-1. I guess wasn't really an inspired effort by the Islanders. I didn't see out there. I didn't see them. I think the reality of the situation is setting in on them, and then human nature takes on over, right? Human nature will trump your effort. It's natural to feel let down and stuff like that, and it affects you. It does because we're human. And that's what happens. And you could kind of see that with the Islanders a little bit tonight. I at least I thought so anyway. So we go into the second period, and once again, we're pretty much getting hemmed in. We're not really having a very good game. In my eyes, the way I was seeing things halfway through the second period is the best Islander on the ice is Pierre Engvall, and if that's the case, then we're in big trouble. And compliment to Pierre saying that you're the best Islander on the ice, Pierre, and well earned. He's been playing well the last little while, but for the rest of you, that just shows you how bad it is. Anyway, at 8:09 of the second period, this goal to me was just inexcusable. And this is the one that I'm talking about where I think human nature is just kind of taken over. Uh, how Kucherov got to that puck first in the corner is beyond me, beating both Holmstrom and D'Angelo as they took their sweet ass time to get in the corner to get the puck. And Kucherov, not the most aggressive forechecker in the world, uh, races to the corner, beats him to the puck, and makes everybody look stupid. Hits Jake Getzel all alone in front of the net. So Getzel gets his 38th from Kucherov and Braden Point. Like, I mean, that was horrible. That was just horrible defense, but that's what I'm talking about with the human nature. And it's hard to knowing all that kind of stuff, it's hard to get down on them too much because, like I said, I think reality is really hitting home with them, and they know that this season is basically a done season. And I don't think any rescuing it. Obviously, we're not mathematically eliminated or anything like that, but seriously, folks, you really want to get to the playoffs with this team. I mean, we'll just be out of it in no time, and I don't. I don't care. Like I can count how many times I said I just want to get to the playoffs. And then losing badly in the first round leaves almost a way worse taste in my mouth. I don't know. And I have a feeling that we would lose badly in the first round. And it could even work out to be even more horrendous if the Islanders had a matched up against the Leafs and let the Leafs win a first round series and the Islanders been out. That would have been terrible. So uh 2-1 for the Bolts. Not looking good for the Islanders because we're not really carrying any of the play. And sure enough, Hedman scores a beautiful goal, gets his 14th from Kucherov and Getzel. Another beautiful pass by Kucherov, showing why he's one of the best in the league. I mean, that's his 78th assist of the year. He had over 100 assists last year, which is absolutely crazy. So halfway through the second period at 10:41. The Bolts are up 3-1 on the Islanders, and it's looking like this one could be getting away maybe from the Islanders. Very possibly, very possibly. But that's not really the way the game plays out. The game doesn't play out that way. The game doesn't get away from us, but it is definitely dominated by the Lightning out there. The Islanders really didn't have a whole bunch of pressure. When they did, Vasilevsky was there for the stop. And in the third period, Nick Paul grabs himself an empty netter from Sorelli and Cernak to pretty much salt this game away at 4-1 for the Bolts, and that's where it stays. And that's where we sit right now. So we sit 12th in the conference after losing that one. We're tied in points with Rangers, Wings. Uh, Games in hand are now even with the Rangers. We know we won't beat the Rangers because the Rangers have been spanking our butt all year, so they'll probably beat us when we play them. Uh, I hate to say it, but the best thing for the Islanders right now is just to stay exactly where they are and not move. The odds of them moving down any more spots are very minimal because the teams below us, well, we've got like 2 games in hand on them and we're like 3 points ahead of them. So dropping down any further into the draft standings isn't very realistic unless it's with the lottery pick. And like I said, I don't put life and death into wishing whether they win or lose because you just never know where that lottery ball is going to drop. I've talked about this before, how us in Jersey swapped spots with 10th and 11th spot on the last day of the season, and Jersey ended up winning the lottery, the spot that we had in 11th place, and I think they got Nico Heischer. Heathshire. Yeah, Heathshire. Huh, there I go again. I've talked about this before because I had problems saying Heathshire last time, and I did again this time, but I got it right this time. Yay, good for me. So anyway, that's kind of where the Islanders sit right now. Let's talk about the players. It's not really, got to be honest with you. There's not really a whole lot to say about the players. Uh, how they played tonight. You can tell they're defeated. You can tell. So uh this is about the best you're going to get out of him. Sipakov tonight, he was a -1, got himself a stupid penalty. Only had one shot on net, had two hits, but he also had a giveaway as well. So not really a great game for Max at all in that category. And you can never want the fourth line to be down a -1. That's a couple games in a row now, so that's no bueno for the fourth line. Simon Holmstrom, I thought about this. Simon tonight was a -1. He had 60 minutes and 50 seconds of ice time. He had one block shot, so he didn't make a lot of things happen out there. So I thought to myself, well, Simon, you've been kind of a little bit disappearing-ish the last two, three games. And then I thought to myself, but what are we really expecting out of Holmstrom? Holmstrom is definitely playing within his bubble for sure. He's not going to dominate every time for 82 games a year. It's just not the type of player he is. So overall, I can't be too disappointed with Holmstrom. It's not like he's doing anything overly bad. He's just I think my expectations of his offense are too much. I think he's doing admirably in the offensive department, just not in the last two or three games. So there's that. Duclair, wow. This was a big mistake. This was a huge mistake. Right at the end of the game there was a play where Duclair and the defenseman were the last two guys backed and Tampa had shot the puck down the ice. And Duclair was the closest to it by quite a margin. And Duclair just looks over at the D guy. I can't remember what the D guy was, and just looked at him as he's just sauntering along slowly, like, you grab the puck. In the meantime, there's a Tampa Bay Bolt busted his butt. And the Islander D guy, he saw him going and he got on his horse and just beat him to the puck in time. But Duclair is just so lazy and so useless. And if he's not going to be scoring for us, he's just no worth to this team at all. So he ends up being a -1. Patrick obviously saw it. He only got 12 minutes and 15 seconds of ice time. He got two shots on net, one block shot, one hit, and one giveaway. But the effort level is just not there. It's just sad. I even saw him coming in just for a dump in, just for a dump in, got over the red line and couldn't even get under the puck enough to lift it to get the puck into the end. He even flubs that shot. So the puck only went to the blue line to the Tampa defenseman. It's just like, come on, man, put a little effort into it and get that puck in the end. But he just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. Bo Horvat, what can you say about Bo? Beauty of a goal tonight. I feel for him. Use a bad pun here, but he seems to be on an island right now, so by himself. But I know there's millions of people on the island. So, but on this team, he seems like an island by himself. He just seems to be all our scoring chances, our everything. I guess Paul Murray is the closest to him, but yeah, Bo, even with his goal tonight, is -1, five shots on net. He did have one giveaway, so it's a pretty good game by Bo, but you just can't expect Bo to keep dragging this team. It's just not the kind of player he is. Not Gackon's best game of the year, not his worst either. He was -1, 10.5 minutes of ice time. He had one shot on net, one block shot, and four hits. You can always count on him for getting hits in. So the -1 is the part that is worrisome to me. You want that fourth line to go even. Engvall, I thought, was one of the best Islanders on the ice tonight. He was all over the place, making a lot of things happen. I mean, he flubbed a lot of passes and did things, but he was engaged. He he was controlling the puck down in the offensive zone, which very few of our Islanders were doing. So, because we didn't have the puck down in Tampa's and that often, and when we did, a lot of the time it was on Pierre Engvall's stick. So, he was doing something right. I mean, he had zeros across the board. He did get a phantom penalty today. He had one shot on net and one hit and one giveaway. So, not his best game of the bunch that he's been having lately, but it's still to the point where I thought it was between him and Horvat as the best Islanders on the ice tonight. So uh, take that for what it's worth. Hudson Fasching, I thought was actually really good tonight, but uh, he's definitely not a third liner. He's definitely needs to be a fourth liner, and he's just a square peg trying to fit into a round hole right now. And that's not his spot. His spot is on the fourth line. And unfortunately, uh, yeah, unfortunately, well, I still think Siplikov needs to be moved up for next year again, get him back in with the scorers because he has too much talent to be hanging around on the fourth line. So I was going to say there's no spot for Fasching, but I guess there is a spot for Fasching if you get Siplikov back up the lineup, which is where he belongs. Uh, Kyle Palmieri, like I said, him and Bo try to make offense happen. It's almost like they're on a bit of a playing surface all by themselves, trying to make things happen. And neither one of them are really that good to carry it. They're more bang bang kind of players and using speed and using their shot. They both have good shots and they definitely would probably be the guys leading the Islanders right now. Palms, though, not the greatest tonight. -1, took a penalty as well. He did have 4 shots on net. That's one thing about Palms that you'll always like about Palms is Palms will shoot the puck. Anders Lee, rough night, -2, took a penalty. And only had one hit, so really not a whole lot notice out of Anders, but Anders has been one of our best Islanders this year, so I'm not gonna knock him too hard. Kyle McLean, same thing, the -1, same thing I said about the other fourth liners, 10 and a half minutes of ice time. Sipikov had 2 more minutes than both Gatcombe and McLean tonight, and you could see why, because he was making things happen where the other two guys weren't. But Kyle had 5 hits tonight, so uh, good effort out there, but like I said, with the fourth line, the -1s are no bueno. Pajot, I didn't think was very good at all. He was a -2 tonight, 18 minutes of ice time, one shot on net, one block shot, and 2 hits. He also had a giveaway as well, but I just didn't see much of a game out of Pajot tonight. Casey had some fire tonight, coming away with 7 minutes and penalties today with getting himself into a little scrap with Yanni Gord there. Also had one shot on net. He had 3 block shots and 2 hits and one giveaway. So I'd probably have Cizikas as our third best forward tonight behind Engvall and Horvat. So so yeah, I guess good game for Casey. Let me rephrase that. Not a good game. I got to stop saying that. Saying, well, so otherwise a pretty good game. Nobody really had a good game for the Islanders tonight. They didn't. They just didn't. So, uh, I guess when I'm talking about this, I'm once again rating them on the bell curve where I'm rating them against themselves. So, basically, you know, being the third best Islander tonight doesn't mean you had a good game. And I hope that makes sense. So anyway, defensively, Adam Pelech. Wow. Also, what the hell were you doing on that play with? I know Point was going around the net, but leaving Getzel wide open like that for Kucherov just to pass with the puck on that goal. I mean, the defense was horrible. Like Holmstrom and D'Angelo, neither one of them even skated into the corner to even attempt to try to get that puck, which they had the angle and the distance. One of them should have come away with that puck, and Pellex just standing there like a goalpost, a third goalpost beside Getzel. Well, Getzel's just wide open to score that goal, and obviously the turning point of the game. So. I don't know what the hell was going on in your head there, Mr. Pellick, but it was good enough to get you a -1 in 20 minutes and 43 seconds of ice time. He did have two shots on net, but he had two giveaways, and he also had one takeaway. So he giveth and he taketh. Tony DeAngelo, rough night. I already talked about it. Like going into that corner was just brutal. He was a -3 tonight. Uh, 20 minutes, 50 seconds of ice time. But the one thing I do like about Tony is he brings the shots. At least he gets five shots on net tonight. So at least he does that. Ryan Pulock walks away with an assist tonight. He's an even 20 minutes, 50 seconds of ice time. He had a shot on net, two blocked shots, one hit, and one giveaway. So an okay night for Mr. Pellick. Dobson, man, I tell you, the last three, four games, this guy's been absolutely horrible. -1 tonight, 22 minutes and 14 seconds of ice time. That one in the, was it the first period? I couldn't believe it. First or second period. He took the puck, he skated through the blue, and I think it was Kucherov just whacked at the puck and almost scored. Thank God Sorokin was on his toes there, but like, what the hell were you doing carrying the puck through the blue paint with a Tampa guy right in front of you? Like, are you nuts? Like, that's just stupid. That's just lack of hockey sense right there. That's for sure. Noah did have two hits tonight, and he also had a giveaway. So, Romanov, his ice time was down tonight, 18 minutes and 43 seconds. He had two shots on net, two block shots, four hits, and one giveaway. So, kind of a typical game for Romy. Boquist was -1, one block shot and three giveaways. So that's no good. I know he brings some offense in that, but I'll take Mike Riley over Boquist any day, any day on the ice. So I hope that gets straightened out for next year for sure. Sorokin tonight, he only had 23 shots, made 20 saves for an 870 save percentage, and he really didn't have much chance on any of the three. So I feel kind of bad for him. He wasn't really overworked, but didn't really have to make a whole bunch of great saves out there tonight either. It was a pretty boring, listless kind of game. So, uh, anyway, that's where we sit. So, we're coming down to the end here, folks. We're coming down to the end here, and it'll be interesting to see what the Isles bring us, see what happens, see where the chips fall, where we end up for draft position, all that stuff. Uh, in my opinion, like I said, I could care less about draft picks because especially once you get into the 9 and 10 range and that, so it. You never know. Draft is a crapshoot. So wherever we land on the draft board, it will be fine for me. And I just want to get through this season. It's getting hard to watch Islander games right now. It's tough. Like it's tough. It's tough. It's not a you watch games to be entertained, and I don't really find myself being entertained for 2.5 hours. I find myself with a lot of frustration and a lot of angst. So I could use the hot summer sun coming down. I'll just keep playing my drums. And I'll hit out on my motorcycle. I'll go from a long trip again this year and hope that I don't know, man. I got to be honest with you. I don't see next season being any better. I just don't. I don't. I know Lou talked about going to make some moves in the summertime, and I mean it can be done. I mean you can make some major shakeups. Like you can do some big things, but like you need to do things like get rid of Anthony Duclair, and I don't know if you can do that or not, but. There's some people who need to go on this team, and they need to go now. Like Pajot's not doing nothing for us now. Why did we hang on to him without trading him? Mm, I just don't understand. And Paul Mary, why did we hang on to him as well? Like seriously, Palms, you want to finish your career on the island? Come on back next year. We're not going to be that good of a team. We'd love to sign you. Why don't you go try to win a cup with one of these playoffs teams? And it's only 2, 3 months of your life, no big deal. Like I was in the military, I was away from my family for a long time, so it's not and it's not the worst thing in the world. And so that could have been done, and to try to at least get this franchise going in the right direction. I guess I really won't say anything until I see what Lou's plans are, but he hasn't been very active in a long, long time. But like I said, haven't actually ever heard him say the words that he was going to be active this summer until like I heard him say it this year. He's never said that before. So, uh, should be interesting. Anyway, it sucks. Islanders lose another one, 4-1. We're sitting in 12th in the conference. That's all we have. I hope all you guys and girls out there have a good night and peace out. What?